Ever since my grandmother visited Prince Edward Island when I was only 7, and she brought back amazing pictures, and of course the Anne of Green Gables miniseries, I instantly became fascinated with this beautiful island off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada. Hello everybody, welcome back to Passport Pages, and today we're going to explore all that the magical Prince Edward Island has to offer. Before we begin, we post great travel videos 3 times each week, so please subscribe, ring the bell, and let's get into this very underrated island. Let's begin in the capital city of Charlottetown, which is just lovely. You should begin at the big information center near the boardwalk, where you'll be able to sign up for bus tours or grab a map of all the walking routes you can take if you prefer to explore on foot. Even in peak tourist time in the summer months, this city still has a very relaxed atmosphere, and it's the perfect spot to discover the history of Nova Scotia, do some shopping, and even enjoy live performances at Province House. Don't miss out on beautiful Victoria Park along the waterfront, or Victoria Row, where no cars are allowed, so you're free to roam the streets and explore all the great outdoor patios of the many restaurants. Try to give this city at least a full day. For those of you who remember when Anne recited The Highwayman in the Anne of Green Gables miniseries, she performed it at the White Sands Hotel, the social spot for much of the series, and this spot does exist today as the resort and restaurant Delve by the Sea, a must-stop for all fans of the series. It's a lovely hotel, and visitors can stop in and tour the first floor, which also has a wonderful fine dining restaurant. Tea time was an essential part of the Anne of Green Gables era, so be sure to make reservations between 2 and 4 p.m. to enjoy the experience. And speaking of dining, no trip to PEI would be complete without dining on the local lobster rolls, sandwiches, dinners, all of it. While you can find delicious seafood all over PE Island, some favorites include the Feast at Inn of Bay Fortune, which has an all-you-can-eat oyster bar and family-style dinner from bread all the way to dessert. The New Glasgow Lobster Supper is a family-owned restaurant since the 1950s, and they offer everything from fresh salmon to scallops and, of course, lobster. Lobster is such an important part of life on Prince Edward Island that even churches and community halls offer full lobster dinners, complete with local fruits and veggies as part of local life, so be sure not to miss out. One of the things that fascinated me the most as a small child watching the Green Gables series was the iconic sand dunes, and a really good place to spot them is the Greenwich section of Prince Edward Island National Park. These half-bowl-shaped dunes can be accessed by the Greenwich Dunes Trail. As an added bonus, the trail passes through a forest that shelters woodpeckers, great horned owls, and squirrels. Eventually, you'll come to a lovely bridge that floats out into Bowley Pond, where you'll spot the amazing dunes. Climb one of the sandy mounds and you'll see a sparkling beach and platforms where you can sit and watch the dunes change shape in the wind. Bonus points if you can spot and claim one of the iconic red Parks Canada chairs to relax in. A great adventure to experience while visiting Prince Edward Island is a deep-sea fishing tour, which is especially fun as a group. They usually depart a few times each day and allow you to catch and bring home fresh fish from your tour. And even if you're not comfortable with that, the tours themselves are very enjoyable and offer a unique tour perspective around the island. One of the most beautiful and amazing spots on Prince Edward Island is the Confederation Trail, a 434-kilometer trail that is truly remarkable. It was actually formerly the island's railway until 1989, when the islanders decided it would be perfect to convert the rails into trails. The trails are mostly flat and very well maintained, so it's a pretty easy route for walkers and cyclists of all ages and fitness levels. Of course, you likely won't be able to travel all of it, so try to focus your trip between St. Peter's Bay and Morel, which only takes about an hour, and you'll be able to view coastline, marshlands, flower-filled fields, and picturesque bridges. In addition to great seafood, Prince Edward Island also has amazing dairy products, especially ice cream, and to enjoy the best, stop at one of the 6 Cows ice cream stores on the island. The factory store location is extra fun since you can get a sneak peek at their factories that produce cheese and ice cream. Cow's has been around since 1983 and uses fresh cream, eggs, and sugar to make the most delicious ice cream. You won't want to miss out on this yummy experience. And for even more yummy treats, you can't miss out on the jam at the Prince Edward Island Preserve Company in the town of New Glasgow. They've been canning preserves since 1985 and have delicious and very popular flavored jams like raspberry and champagne. You can sample different flavors in the store while you make your selections, and they do ship worldwide. There's even a big window where you can look at the production area. The company also blends loose leaf tea and very pretty china sets to serve it in, and there's even a great restaurant overlooking the water, so it's a much bigger experience than just buying jam and makes for a lovely day. The most iconic scenery of this wonderful island is the red sand cliffs. It truly makes for a breathtaking scene set against the bright green plants and blue skies. This phenomenon is the result of iron oxide in the soil that rusts when exposed to air. One of the best spots to view the signature red cliffs and beaches is the Port LaJoy Fort Amherst National Historic Site, which is by Charlottetown. There are great viewing spots and picturesque trails lined with white lighthouses. Don't leave Prince Edward Island without seeing the red cliffs. They're a very rare and stunning sight. And finally, the Green Gables Heritage Place, which is where the series was filmed. Even more special, it's the actual home that inspired the author of the books, Lucy Maud Montgomery, to write the story, as she visited the area very often growing up and referenced her surroundings quite a bit in the books. Today, the site is managed by Parks Canada, and keep an eye open because you just might see Anne herself walking the grounds. Nearby Avonlea Village has the schoolhouse that Lucy once taught in, as well as the church she attended with her family. It's a special experience for many, but especially those girls and girls at heart who are fans of the beloved books and movie series. So as you can see, Prince Edward Island is an incredibly scenic, charming, and underrated part of Canada. We really hope we inspired you to visit this idyllic place and try to read the books and watch the movies beforehand. It'll make the experience even more special. Thank you to everyone for watching and listening. This is Vanessa for Passport Pages, and as always, have fun exploring.